Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel, The Lad Flicks Show. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most anticipated movies of the year, Gladiator 2, so let's not waste time. It's intro time. Gladiator the set and picks up with Lucius, the young boy from the original film, now an adult, played by Paul Mescal, with a storyline that sees him torn between vengeance and his place in the brutal world of the Roman Colosseum. We're in for a new chapter of epic battles and personal stakes. Sound familiar? It should. Scott keeps the essence of the original alive, but brings some fresh elements too. The question everyone seems to ask is, can Gladiator 2 fill those massive shoes left by Russell Crowe and the first movie? With revenge, gladiatorial battles, and a character-driven arc, it certainly tries. The good news is, Paul Mescal shines in the lead role, delivering intensity in both his quieter and more explosive scenes. And he's not alone. Denzel Washington steps in with a powerhouse performance as a mysterious character with his own shifting alliances. Now let's talk about the gladiator scenes. The movie doesn't waste time. It dives right into the Colosseum with fast-paced, grand battles that make the most of today's tech. From naval battles flooding the Colosseum to, yes, even sharks in the water, it goes big. But bigger isn't always better, and at times the spectacle feels a bit much more like a spectacle than the gritty heart-pounding drama of the original. Still, the battles are a visual feast for the eyes, and Ridley Scott's direction makes them a thrill. But what about the storytelling? The script does its best to balance action with character depth, yet at times, side characters pop in and out, taking center stage unexpectedly. While the movie could have used a bit more focus, Scott keeps the pacing steady enough that it doesn't feel like a drag. Pedro Pascal's character, for instance, adds complexity to the plot, providing depth beyond the standard villain trope. Speaking of complexity, Denzel Washington brings an unpredictability to his role, crafting a character who's constantly shifting loyalties and playing chess with the people around him. It's refreshing and adds a layer of intrigue. Washington and Mescal's dynamic forms one of the more interesting relationships in the film, as Denzel's character uses Lucius's rage as a weapon in his own power play. Now, one element that might throw some fans is how closely this film mirrors the original's plot beats. While it's not a scene-by-scene rehash, you'll notice callbacks that feel a bit on the nose. For some, that familiarity will be a comfort. For others, it may feel like the movie lives too much in the shadow of its predecessor. As for the soundtrack, Harry Gregson Williams composes here, and while the music hits some nostalgic notes, it doesn't quite capture the same magic as the original. Those iconic gladiator themes will still make your ears perk up. But let's just say you might not rush to add this soundtrack to your collection. In the end, Gladiator 2 delivers on its promise of a grand spectacle with engaging action scenes and strong performances. It's a film that will entertain, especially for those who love the first movie. And while it may not quite escape the shadow of Gladiator, it's a worthy follow-up for fans of the genre. So, does Gladiator really need a sequel? Probably not. But was I entertained? Absolutely. This film earns a thumbs up for keeping the spirit of the original alive, even if it falls a bit short in terms of originality. If you're excited to see some classic Roman action with a modern flair, you'll enjoy this one. Alright, that's it for my review of Gladiator 2. Let me know in the comments if you're excited to watch it, or what you thought of the film if you've already seen it. And hey, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and be sure to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my future reviews. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next episode of The Lad Flicks Show.